Hello everyone, I just thought I would do a little video today filming Dolly Corner in a bit more detail as it's nice and tidy at the moment and it probably won't stay that way. So I thought I would show you what I've got on my shelves and maybe what I've got under the desk. Right, let's step up on the steps because I'm a shorty and I don't have a selfie stick. Okay, top shelf. So first of all we have two of my animators, Cinderella and Pocahontas. I bought both of these second hand from eBay. I washed their hair, both of them, but other than that they didn't need a lot doing other than a quick wipe over. I do intend to repaint Cinderella because I have another Cinderella animator upstairs that I bought from eBay. She was second hand, but she was as new. She's still got her original hairnet on. The only thing she's missing is her box. So this girl's going to get painted. Pocahontas, I think I might keep her as she is. She's so pretty, and I do love her long black hair, which was quite difficult to wash and clean. It wasn't terribly matted or anything, but it had product in it which I struggled to get out, and even after all my effort I didn't get all of it out, but it's much better than it was. The other animator I have is a brand new in box Rapunzel, which I bought new from the Disney store, and one day I'm hoping to get round to repainting her, but again they arrive and they're so pretty that you're loath to do anything to them, aren't you? Well, I am anyway. Both of the girls have their little pets. Pocahontas has a little raccoon friend here. I don't know what his name is. And Cinderella's got, I think that's Jack, isn't it? It's not Gus Gus, it's Jack. In the front here is a little sunny angel, a little raspberry tart sunny angel. That was a that was a gift from a friend of mine. That's from Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. And then my Cinderella mug. I'm a big fan of Cinderella, not just Disney Cinderella, but any Cinderella, and I got this mug off of eBay. Can you see a pattern developing? Second hand, but as new. I can't remember the series it came from, and there's some lovely mugs in that series, but they do tend to be quite expensive. This one wasn't too bad price wise, so I bought it. I'll just turn it around because it's got the full, oh sorry, knocking that one over, the full picture of Cinderella and the prince on the back, which is really lovely. It's a beautiful mug, that's why it's on the shelf, not being used. Okay, my two Russian dolls. This one I had when I was a child, and this one I bought a couple of years ago. Then I have my two big 17-inch Monster High. As you can see, I've repainted Calliope. I always have to pause before I can say her name. Yeah, I've repainted her and turned her into the Bride of Spring. There we go. I didn't make the dress. I wouldn't be that good, but I did make her little bouquet and headdress, which basically is just fake flowers poked into her hair. And the wig was a tulip wig that I bought a long time ago. Draculaura is waiting for me to repaint her, and I will be cutting off all her hair when I do her because I have another tulip wig which I'm going to use for her. Talking of tulip, this is the one and only tulip I have ever painted myself. She was a make it own kit. Again, I bought the wig. I didn't make the dress, but I did paint her face, and I painted her eye chips. Sorry, it's not going to focus now. Come on. There we go. They are gold eye chips because what I did was I copied her face up from Tulip Kiyomi. So I was wanting to make my own version of Tulip Kiyomi. So I copied her face up and painted her eye chips gold, like the original. And I named her Neomi, which stands for Nix Kiyomi, because, you know, that's what I did. this beautiful repaint here. I'd like to say I repainted her, but I didn't. She was Ever After High Ash Linella, repainted by Mimol's Doll Room, and her name escapes me, but I think it's Angela. I'm really sorry if I've got that wrong. And she paints some beautiful dolls. She does BJDs as well as vinyl dolls, and I saw this on her Instagram, this doll, and I just had to buy her. She was so perfect, and she kind of sits there on my shelf to remind me of what I'm aiming for when I repaint my dolls. Yeah. Here's my Monster High Rochelle, sitting in her swing. I have got the full, sorry, I'm going to have to lean back a bit. I've got the full, is it carnival or circus set, but I only have room to put this bit out. The rest of it's under my bed. Behind her is a little, it's quite a big, can't see. No, you can't see him. It's a rabbit that was made, the white rabbit made by a friend of mine here in the UK who makes lovely dolls. I've got a couple of her rag dolls, but he's the only one I've got out here. He's meant to be the white rabbit. I think I just said that, didn't I? And then lastly on the top shelf is my A-Zone girl. I bought the head separately from the body. The hair is attached to the head. Ooh. And, sorry, I'm leaning forward on the step stool here. This is very precarious. I am risking life and limb for you guys. She needs to be repainted. Look, her face is blank. And then I shall do something with her hair, because it either needs a fringe cutting in or it needs to be tied back. And she's sitting on a vintage Cindy rocker there. That's it for the top shelf. Okay, I'm going to step off the steps now, so hold on. And I'm just going to move them out of the way without trying to flash the camera about too much. There's my door. Right, okay. Whew, okay, second shelf. Okay, this end is just bits and bobs, doll clothes in the box, and some, I think this has got doll eyes in it, if I remember rightly, and a few things. There's a back of a doll head there and various things. Oh, well, I made these little carnival things. I got those in a pack from somewhere. Oh, Tiger, I think it was. Yeah, little miniature carnival things. Right, okay. At the back we have my Mab Graves doll collector, and I can't remember what this thing is called. I was going to check. It's one of those things that actually it's showing up quite well. It moves. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those 3D things that looks like it's changing direction, and I can't remember what it's called. I still have it in its plastic wrapper at the minute to try and keep the dust off it, because obviously I would eventually like to get it framed. And standing in front of that, my daughter made me this, so you have to excuse this. I have a couple of Lol dolls. This is the first Lol doll I ever got, and apparently she's quite rare. Can't remember her name, but there she is. And then this one I swapped with my daughter, because I had a different one and she had two of this girl. So I swapped with her because I obviously don't mind. I can't remember what either of them are called, and I've got the one little sister, I think they're called. So that's them. And in front I have some practice heads. I think this one's Rin that I did like a cracked doll. This is Merwin, who I did a bit of a dark gothic face on. I didn't seal any of these, because you can see Merwin's paint chipping off, and you can see the dust on here, and there's an odd gemstone there, like you do. You find an odd gemstone and you put it on your shelf thinking that will come in useful one day. This is my Lucy Wen sleeping head. I have my Lucy Wen next door because she's too big to be out here. And this is my mirror doll head, waiting for something to happen to it. This is my Little Pony Rarity, which, as you can see, I have taken her face up off, ready to repaint, but I just haven't got round to it yet. That's my daughter's Winnie the Pooh from when she was a baby, which I'm just keeping for sentimental reasons, obviously. My one Barbie fashionista. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Barbies. I do have a Rapunzel Barbie from about 25 years ago in a box somewhere. that I bought when I was in my early 20s. And apart from that, this is the only other one I have. I bought her just to see what they were like, but I really don't like the fact that they're not articulated at all. I like her face and I like her dimples, which is why I bought her. But she just kind of stands there. I don't think there'll be any more joining her. Famous last words. This is my latte yellow Leah. She was the first full BJD face up that I ever did. She's quite sweet, sitting there with her teddy bear on another box that my daughter made me. This box, I have to show it to you because she made it for me for Christmas the other year, and I was really touched. Hang on, let me take Leah off the top, because my daughters, they know that I'm Dolly Scrumptious on Instagram, and they know I have Dolly Corner, obviously, because it's here in the house, but they don't know that I make videos. I think my older sister might have sussed it out, but my younger one hasn't. And the younger one made me this. It had a cake in it. It was a Christmas gift, I think. But look, she's put hashtag Dolly Scrumptious on it. And then Eve, she's drawn a picture of Eve with an arrow. Eve was the first doll I ever customised, who was one of my Blythes, which I have shown you in my Blythe videos. And then the Eiffel Tower is because we went to Disneyland Paris a couple of years ago. So that, yeah, look, what else has she put? Disneyland Paris, Disney World Los Angeles, not quite accurate, but I'll let her off. I think that might be a hint as to where she wants to go next. I love you. Oh, bless her. And flowers. And then hashtag mum. Tea. And look, she started to write coffee. And then she realised mum doesn't do coffee, has to be tea. So there we go. That's gorgeous. That's very special. Oh, and my Maleficent mug behind with all my Ever After High and Monster High stands in it. And then these little Tupperware things behind the Dolly Corner light up sign have got wigs in. The ones that have got things in have got wigs in. And this is just a mini. This isn't a full size one. The shelf isn't that big. It's a mini one. Okay, so then we have the desk. Sorry, it's not much room in this room, so I'm sort of gently going back with the cart next to it. There we go. Okay, so obviously my this is new. I don't think last time I filmed in here it wasn't in here. It's from IKEA, and it's very useful because it's got lots of things in it: wigs, some eyes, some spare parts, some spare doll hands and things, and it's big enough and sturdy enough to stand 3 of my dolls on the top, so it's great. So they are stood in front of my Mabgrave's Ferris wheel, which you'll have seen. You can see me in the glass. Look, hello. You'll have seen me film in front of that lots of times with this is my Disneyland Paris lanyard. Look, the pins I bought. If you're interested, that's a Disneyland Paris 2018 pin at the top. And Jessie and Cinderella, of course, and all our passes and Belle, and then the little sloth. Sorry, I'm having difficulty getting my camera in the right place. The little sloth came from the Eden Project last summer. The sloth is a bit of my spirit animal, I feel. That and the dormouse, which was quite funny because if you watched my last video, you'll know my husband bought me a picture of a sleeping dormouse for Christmas, so I think he was trying to tell me something. Anyway, so here's Rowan, Brianna and Daniel up on top of the box with my Doll Chateau Zora head waiting to be painted. We've got Doll in Mind Flown here. She's stood in front of a couple of posters from my youngest daughter. There you go. That's a cheetah that she saw at the zoo. My ring light, which I use for magnifying light, that I use for when I'm doing face ups with my Nicole's Dreams charms on it. This one's a special one, mermaid, because I bought an original painting from her. I have since had to sell it, sadly, because I required funds, but she sent me a special charm for buying an original from her, so that's that one. My Doll Chateau body sitting on the beanbag. Let's let's put this one back up here. The wings that I'm working on, look, I haven't shown you this. I've finished the first one of Daniel's wings, which I'm really quite pleased with. This is made out of latex and acrylic paint, and I finally got round yesterday to setting out the wire for the second one. The glue's just drying at the minute, and then I can start laying the latex layers on. Paintbrushes. 3 more minifig girls. This is my Chloe, and then the 2 that are waiting to be painted, the Halloween event head and the Rhea. Boxes of stickers and things, pots full of pens and equipment. This is the head back of Blythe. This is the Blythe. I'm painting her face. I've got a new faceplate for her that I'm painting at the minute. She's just lying there waiting very patiently. I got this out the other day because I was inspired by Amy Peculiar. Look, Amy, I have to thank you for this. I didn't know that they had released the English version of this book until you showed yours on your video, and so I ordered one, and I'm determined to make my girls and maybe even my Blythes some clothes out of there. So I've got the sewing book out. I've got a little mini sewing machine, and I shall be going to see my mum, who is a very good sewer. I'm terrible, and asking her to show me how to set the sewing machine up so that I can try my hand at some sewing. Right, I'm going to move this out the way. I'm going to pause actually, because I'm going to get some boxes. Ignore the bin. And the box, this box has got my cedar heart lily and head in it. But there are some things in these boxes that you might find interesting, so bear with. Okay, so the boxes are up off the floor. One was empty, so I've not bothered with that one. Okay, this box, this Amazon box, is where I store some of my doll books because they were just getting dusty lying about. So I'll quickly show you what I've got. I have this one, which is about mixed media doll houses, which is yeah, really nice. Oh, sorry, grabbing my girl's hair there. It's a bit difficult trying to film one-handed. No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to show you the covers. That's just some colour swatches from my pens. This one, Art and Makeup, I bought to help me with face-ups. Give me some inspiration for some more unusual face-ups. I'm not sure it's going to work if I try and show you any of this either. Such heavy books. Yeah, some really wacky makeup styles in here. Yep, there we go. Then I have my Enchanted Doll book, which is obviously a book of Marina Bichikova's dolls. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if this is filming very well. And then I have a couple of magazines, Stand, Tiny Feet, oops, there's a Pulip book there, and a Beginner's Guide to Airbrushing for when I eventually, if I ever eventually get round to getting an airbrush. Right, I'm going to move this off the desk because these books are actually really heavy, and then I'll show you what's in the next box. Okay, so the next box actually has a few dolls in it, which you might like to see. Ever After High, Monster High, I think. Okay, this is Apple White, which those of you in the know will know. I actually bought her because I wanted to try and make a Tinkerbell doll for my oldest daughter, who collects all things Tinkerbell, and I saw, was it Hexagon, made a Tinkerbell out of an Apple White, and it was really good, and I thought if I can find one on eBay, I will get her and think about doing that. So she came with all her stuff, a stand and an apple bag, and what else have we got in here? Crown, hairband thing. But I haven't done anything with her yet. And then the other thing that's in this box, hold on a sec, I'll just pause you there for a second. Ah, yes, here we go. Here we go. These are actually a friend, I have to say it again, a gift from my friend Nikki. In fact, she sent me the little Sunny Angel raspberry tart doll with these. She sent me two Monster High girls, two Frankie Steins to repaint. They've not been forgotten about, I just haven't got round to them yet. So I don't know what they are originally. They look fairly complete. But there we go. So there's a few girls there. I have repainted several Ever After High and Monster High dolls, but they're all packed away at the minute, so perhaps I'll have to show you them another time. And I've also got quite a few new Monster Highs and Ever After Highs in box, which I'm either going to display sometime or paint, so perhaps that'll be another video as well. Anyway, right, let's pan back as much as I can. I'm wedged in the corner now. There we are. So that was my tour of Dolly Corner. And oh, I just show you under there. Look, that's my board of inspiration and beautiful dolliness. The Blythe in the top left hand corner is actually my Blythe. Her name's Cora, and she was customised by White Rabbit Blythes, and I took that photo of her and had some postcards made of it because she's so gorgeous. Anyway, that's by the by. One day I'd like to get that up on the wall there, maybe behind the door. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed my tour. Take care, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye.